The waiter made everyone smile, then his smile disappeared. Last night, my waiter was cracking jokes, refilling drinks, making people's kids laugh, cool as a fan. I went to the bathroom and took a wrong turn near the kitchen. I saw him leaning against the walk-in freezer door, eyes closed, looking like he wanted to break down and leave that second. He took one deep breath, slapped a smile back on his face, and walked back out onto the floor saying, "Who needs another refill? Be nice to service workers." You have no idea what tragedy they are navigating. You haven't lived until you've gone into the walk-in freezer to have a quick cry and there's a bartender and a line cook doing drugs while two other servers sob into the lettuce. The point here, guys, just because someone is appearing to be happy doesn't mean they truly are. Treat people with kindness. I once had a regular and favorite diner who dropped to the floor with a heart attack. I had to be on the phone with 911 while performing CPR in a crowded dining room until paramedics arrived. I had tables that were livid that I needed a smoke break before returning to their table. Like, I'm not a human who's affected? When I was working at Starbucks, I was refilling the sugar, etc. when a customer spilled her freshly poured tea all down my leg. 200 degrees F, hot enough to cause second-degree burns. I immediately bailed to the back to give myself first aid. It was blistering already. This C walked right past the employees, only signed to yell at me for leaving a puddle on the ground because someone could get hurt. I straight up yelled at her to clean it herself. I am hurt. Customers suck. But be especially kind to service workers and retail workers this time of year. It's brutal. After having dinner with 3 other people, we found out that our waitress's mom had passed away that evening. She was so attentive and friendly to us. As we were leaving, I went to the bathroom and passed by the kitchen as she was being comforted by a coworker. The manager was taking our payment and told others in my group that he was sending her home because of her mom passing, and that she found out while serving us. But she decided to finish taking care of us before leaving. Everyone should be judged by how they treat service staff. I feel this to my core. My son took his life in April. Having to shake it off and put on a brave face and fake smile so my tables think I'm happy is mentally exhausting. A busy restaurant always has a server crying in the walk-in. It's a difficult job. Be kind. As a manager, this is why anytime I see one of my servers or bartenders in distress, I tell them to take 10 to 20 minutes alone in the office or outside. I offer to make them tea or get them water while I temporarily watch/take over their guests until they feel they are okay to return to work. I've given hugs and wiped tears. A little compassion goes a long way, and my staff has always been so grateful. Server in 2 fine dining restaurants here. Our job is to serve, and at least in fine dining, that means to be much more than an order taker. We find out what kind of wine you like, make suggestions, tell you about the special quirks of the restaurant, find out if you're celebrating something special, and celebrate with you. We are people, flesh and blood, supporting families, paying bills, while navigating constant ups and downs of income server pay from employers. At least in is $2. 13 hour. You read that right. I don't agree either, but regardless of your stance on tipping different topic, I know at the very least, yes, be nice to your service staff. Best coping mechanism I found was huffing a bit of the nitrous from the whipped cream bottles. Yes, I always say if you're gonna make it in this industry food service, you gotta learn how to cry in the walk-in and fart in the freezer. Good to know each restaurant has a designated crying corner, and it's usually over the lettuce. Went in there many times just to scream, then came out smiling. So true. I took a job in a top department store and I was treated so badly by what should have been mature adults, and I couldn't help it, but I cried a couple of times, and it was always due to a stupid reason. This is really true. 35-year veteran of retail, and I've seen a lot. Everyone has something going on. Be as kind and patient as you can be. Waiting tables is not for the faint of heart. You have to mask your emotions, change your personality, and have an impeccable memory, all while you run a 10K carrying 40 pounds weights. You do this every night for survival. You are nearly entirely dependent on the generosity of strangers who have individualized grading systems. Tears in corners and walk-ins happen to even the best. I weirdly miss it. Service workers who work their fingers to the bone. Then there are the healthcare providers. The nurses who may be holding the half of a senior who has no family in the next room, then come to your room to hear how the TV doesn't have enough channels. Be a little patient and grateful. I've worked shifts with wildfires raging through my coworkers, neighborhoods where they didn't know if their house was burning. I've worked while actively miscarrying, worked with friends who had family members in the hospital, and so many more. Life is tough, but having your income literally depend on whether or not people like you is a next level of brutal. Was food running / bussing at a restaurant and just happened to be serving a guy who used to be my camp counselor and his father? Upon bringing them their food and asking if I could get them anything else, the father dismissed me rudely and kept talking to his son. Me honestly, when I worked at Subway, customers can be mean. Always treat others how you want to be treated. That's advice I hold on dearly to my heart. As a nurse, I have gone to a private place to cry and regain composure many times. I worked as a server during college. It's a difficult job since then. I'm always respectful to those who bring me my food. Dealing with the public is tough. My uncle. Yesterday, while I sat in the with my aunt on my mother's side. Rough day, and I gotta go be happy. Go lucky at Dutch Bros. One of the things I love about my fiancé is how he joins me in neurotically overtipping all service workers, as if their lives depend on it. Because as everyone struggles, it's the one small thing that may help. I'm retired, but still a bigger tipper. I was a server in my younger days and know how hard they work. Everyone who works, no matter the career, has most likely done this exact same thing. Or, just be nice to everybody. We all have to work and live our lives the best way we can. Like the saying goes, treat others how you want to be treated. We seem to mention the waiting staff, but forget about the staff in the kitchen. The chaos of food service is unmatched. It really is. I miss being a bartender, but I don't miss backaches from hauling kegs, comments about my giant tots, or tippers and rude customers. Those have good ventilation. This reminds me of the movie Waiting Lolol. I love that movie. It was so spot on. It's easy to put on a fake happy face when someone's heart is broken. Always show kindness. The sad thing is that the people who appear the happiest tend to be the ones with the heaviest loads to carry. It's a coping mechanism. If you don't laugh, you'll start crying. The point here is serving tables is a much harder job than people think it is. It's brutally physical and emotionally taxing. You're dependent on tips in the US where people love to go out to eat, then brag about not tipping. Where the Min lockdown happened, people screamed because restaurants were closed, but still tell servers to jet a betar job if they don't want to work for $2. 13 her. I worked 25 years in fine dining and now 10 plus as an RN. Believe me, the similarities are way more profound than the differences. Oh, the liquor store room at the place I used to work was quite the bartender hostess waitstaff hookup spot, laughing out loud. There's always a designated spot. The front of house / line cook hookup drama was always the best. You must think truck drivers love what they do. Nobody likes their job. This is so true. One of my first majors in retail told me when you walk through those doors, you are on stage. Most people don't care what kind of day you're having. You are here to be helpful and nice. That man knew he was on stage when he walked back through those doors. It gets worse this time of year. The line between functioning and the urge to drive straight into a wall is thin. Thank you for the post. We are all ground down. Maybe it's because I'm a young girl, but there were moments during my serving career that I just couldn't fake it, and most of my tables were so understanding. I'll never forget the kindness I received on my hard days. Usually an extra tip, sometimes a few hinge, and sometimes the guests would want me to sit with them. Maybe it was the town I was in, but I'll never forget that kindness. I do. My son is an executive chef. They lose their souls in this business. It breaks their backs and sometimes their spirit, but never the wicked sense of humor. One of my last retail jobs, it got so stressful that when we had a free moment here and there, I'd sometimes squat down behind the register and suddenly start crying. It just got to the point where the stress was too much. As soon as the door chime went off, I'd wipe my eyes and pop right back up, ready to interact with people. Most people don't even look us in the eyes to tell or understand. Oh, I feel this. I waited tables for 8 years. It's a soul-sucking, thankless job, but it pays well, in California at least. What's your take on this situation? Tell us in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, leave a like and subscribe to Thread Stories for